What's good, YouTube? It's Quasar.
And Nova, and we're the Chronomaly Kings.
So today we wanted to come at you guys with a discussion, and we're going to talk to you guys about which structure deck is the best structure deck that Konami has come out with. So we just decided to go up on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia page, and we just typed in, Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck. So it has a list of like OCG, TCG, and then there's like a whole bunch of different. There's also like starter decks and everything too. But we just wanted to specifically talk about structure decks, and since we're in the TCG, we're just gonna be going over those specific ones.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over them and start. Rise of the Dragon Lords. I'm gonna quickly check this out. I'm not really sure. Okay, so it's the Felground one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the unfortunate part about using the wiki is that you get stupid pop-ups.
So Rise of the Dragon Lords is basically an upgraded version of Rise of the True Dragons. I believe it is that one.
Well, that's the first one.
Yeah.
It's
the first
True
one.
Dragons was the upgrade version of that, right?
Anyway, so the Rise of the Dragon Lords was not that great of a structure deck. It introduced mostly just nothing.
Well, it just had like some dragons, but this was like a long time ago. So
yeah, but if we're going over as a whole, compared to the stuff now, the structure decks we get now, this one's pretty lackluster.
Yeah. So the Dark Emperor was the Monarch structure deck, but it just again the other Monarch deck that came out that was like 2 years ago, Emperor of Darkness. That one was so much better. So as you can see, like we have been getting like upgrades. Zombie World, actually that was a pretty fun deck way back in the day. Actually,
Zombie World was pretty good because it introduced zombie Red Eye Zombie Dragon. We had Gozuki, I believe, in this. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. I'm thinking no, maybe it didn't have it. We had it had I don't remember now. There was a bunch of stuff. Pyramid Turtle was a decent one. We had Red Eye Zombie
Spirit Reaper actually is not bad.
Oh, Zombie Master was a good one. Is a really good one. Zombie World was a pretty good reprint. Cold Wave, interesting.
Yeah.
Creature Swap, Book of Life, Call of the Mummy, all these terraforming.
We always get fucking
Pure Iron Wall.
Wow, that's actually
Bottomless, Waboku. This had some really good stuff. Pot of Avarice.
That's banned now, unfortunately.
Yeah, but as Monsters go, didn't have too much that was grand. So not too much, but it had a lot of good support cards for zombies in general, which is pretty cool. So Zombie World structure deck was pretty neat at the time, but again, it doesn't compare to the stuff we have now.
So next was the Spellcaster's Command. That one was pretty trash, yeah.
Shit.
Warrior Strike came out with like a lot of the basic warrior support too. So that one wasn't half
Let's
bad.
Just take a quick look at it. Yeah, this guy, it focuses on the Gemini monsters, which you can already tell is already trash. So I'm not going to talk about that in this lines. Wait, did it have Gores? Wait, okay, what does it actually have? I think it had brain control or mind control. My bad.
Okay.
Was pretty much Spell Striker. It was good. Hidden Armory.
Rhoda, of course, like every warrior structure deck has to have.
Double Summon was in this. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But other than the small stuff, not too much good stuff came in Warrior Strike.
Yeah, so there's Machina Mayhem. So I think the Machine Reactor was the upgrade for this one, right?
Nope.
Oh, that was...
This is the Gear. Or no, not Gear. This is the Machina deck.
Yeah.
Archetype deck, structure deck. Now, this one was actually a really good archetype. This was a good structure deck because it introduced the archetype cards. This was, I think, the first archetype-based structure deck, I believe. I think it was. Now, you'd Fortress, which is an unbelievably broken card, because you can pitch it and anything to special summon itself from the graveyard. Gear Frame can search it, and Peacekeeper is irrelevant. Basically, you did that to combo off
All the other
generally with a bunch of
machines.
stuff. You had a lot of machine stuff. You had Prohibition,
Gadgets.
the
Not
gadgets,
bad.
Prohibition, Infernal Reckless
Cyber
Summon,
Valley.
Machine Duplication, um,
The
Dimensional
big
Prison,
sad.
Prison. God damn it!
Inferno Reckless Summon. Wow. Back
Compulsory
when hand
evacuation.
destruction was a thing.
Compulsory evacuation device. This had a lot of good stuff.
Prison. Wow. Yeah, so that's actually a pretty decent structure deck.
Yeah, it was a pretty good
But
deck.
again, like, it still isn't as good
Lackluster.
as what we have now, right? Realm of the Sea Emperor. So things are starting to get a little bit better
Wait, what?
here. Cause,
You just jumped, dude.
oh, that's right. I skipped an entire line. Merrick. Actually, this was what's it? Gravekeepers, I believe.
Was it Gravekeepers?
Oh my god, these fucking pop-ups.
Was it Gravekeepers?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, it had some Gravekeepers in it. That's pretty
Lava
cool.
Golem.
Lava Golem, a great card in there. It had Descendant.
MST.
MST.
Not bad. Creature swap. Book of Moon. Necro Valley.
Necro Valley. Foolish Burial. Allure of Darkness. That was a good one.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Mirror Force. Nightmare Wheel's pretty cool. And then Malevolent Catastrophe. Dark Illusion is a good one.
Yeah.
And then Temple of the Kings and discards.
Yeah, actually, so that was a not too bad structure deck.
Yeah,
right
Merrick
there.
actually had a decent structure deck.
Yeah.
But this was a reprint. This structure deck was not back in these times. This was an upgrade. Dragoonity Legion. It introduced Dragoonities. It was kind of neat. Again, kind of lackluster.
Yeah, that wasn't too great. Lost Sanctuary, that's where the agents came out, actually.
Now the agents actually were a pretty strong deck when this structure deck came out. We'll take a quick look. Master Hyperion, Banish 2, I believe. Special Summon is really, really good. And then also you have Earth and Jupiter, all these guys. Venus searches, a couple of these guys. The
you only get one mystical shine ball, so you need 3 structure decks.
Yeah, you always need it. It had Shining Angel, Honest, really good. Valhalla.
Yep.
Terraforming.
Sanctuary in the Sky, of course.
Yep.
Burial from a Different Dimension's a really good card. Solidarity is actually not bad.
Solemn Judgment. That back in the day, that was pretty cool.
Torrential Tributes even reprinted.
So this structure deck had quite a bit of good stuff.
Yeah.
Had quite a bit of good stuff. And then we got Gates of the Underworld.
So that was the what's it called?
The Dark Lords. Dark Worlds. God damn it.
Yeah. Dark World. So this had all your good stuff. You have Graph, Snow,
Seer, Skarm, Alvage, Brow.
Yeah, Brow's in
Trigodia, Sangin.
Gold. So actually, yeah, you know what? It had
Battle Fader, Gates of the Dark World.
Quite a bit of good stuff. So this
Dark
structure
World
deck,
Dealings,
again, back in the day, was really strong.
Yeah. So this one, I think up until it came out to this one, I think this one has been the strongest for all of those. I think this is was the strongest of all of the ones that we've talked about so far, just because how strong this one was. Dragons Collide.
That was the Chaos Dragon structure deck.
Yeah, this was the Chaos Dragon one.
So that one's actually not too bad either.
This came out in 2012.
Yeah, Chaos Dragons were a big deal.
Introduced quite a bit of good stuff.
So Light Pulsar and Dark Flare are obviously like the 2 main monsters when it comes to...
It came out with, it had...
Eclipse Wyvern, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, of course, White Stone, Black Dragon shit. So a lot of like...
then Dark Arm and Red Eyes Darkness Metal and Sorcerer, Chaos Sorcerer. So very cool. And Summoner Monk. That was pretty cool.
Summoner Monk's actually really good, yeah.
What else we got here? We've got Book of Moon.
Unfortunately, no BLS reprint, but...
Reasoning and Monster Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Different Dimension Reincarnation. And Call the Haunted. So that's about it. But
yeah, that was still a really awesome structure deck to see. So that was some huge support for your Chaos Dragon fans.
Exactly. And then we move on to Samurai Warlords, which is...
so 6 Sams.
Oh, 6 Sams.
Yeah. So
Oh
that was
yes.
actually a pretty good structure deck as well.
Yeah, because this introduced Phoenix Chain, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because it had all these good cards.
Yeah.
You had all of this. You had all this Dark Hole, Reinforcement of the Army. You had all these Gateway. You had Temple. You had
Rivalry.
Phoenix Chain. This one's a pretty good. And you had the
Yeah, that's a
Lockdown.
really solid structure deck.
You
as
had the
well.
Lockdown with Xian, right?
Yeah.
Came in this. If I'm
No, I don't think Xian came in it, unfortunately. There was the Xyz monster, though.
Oh no, you're right.
Shadow of the Six Samurai.
You're right. Xian didn't come in, but it's supported with the Storm of Ragnarok pack.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah.
So that was
this was
right
a really
around the
good
same
deck.
time.
But again, because you needed the support card of Xian from it, but it didn't come in the structure deck. I wouldn't say it was the best structure deck.
Yeah,
Straight
but that's
out,
still pretty decent because you can get almost an entire 6 Sam deck
True.
off of 3 of those, right? But anyways, yeah, moving on, we now have the Realm of the Sea Emperor. So that basically had your all water support. So basically,
Atlantean
support.
Atlantean.
Yeah, no Mermail specific Atlantean
yeah.
support, obviously, but you take a good chunk of the core of this deck and mix it with like Merlantian.
Yeah, nothing but the structure deck itself was not too good.
So we got Fire Kings now, so that was
Onslaught.
actually a really good, really neat structure deck to see as well.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
people still fuck around with the Garunix loop every now and then. I mean,
yeah.
it's obviously not as strong, but
the structure deck itself, 3 structure decks is not the most broken. But obviously, if you mix them with the fire stuff that's out there, then the deck gets a lot better. But just the structure deck in a whole isn't that great.
Yeah.
Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon.
So
or
this
Sage?
saw a lot of support for Blue Eyes, but not as much as we saw in like Shining Victories. But it still did amp up Blue Eyes just a little bit. So
like Maiden, good, really great card.
Yeah.
They've got Silver's Cry, which was a good card. You had Traden, which is guard consonants, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Monster
They
Born.
just had a lot of really good reprints.
Enemy Controller,
Phoenix Chain also did come in this one.
Call, and then Azure Eyes, Silver Dragon. So this was a pretty good one, but again, slapping 3 structure decks straight from the Sage is not that great. But they did get support that makes this structure deck better. Cyber Dragon Revolution, which has
that one came with Cyber Dragon Nova.
Yeah.
So it was alright. I mean, if only Infinity came in this. But
yeah. As far as this structure deck goes, I'm gonna be completely honest. This was pretty lackluster. Repair Plant was good. Super Poly came in this. Nova.
Yeah, nothing like
Deep Prison's
special.
pretty cool. Trapstun's neat.
Didn't even come with like Cyber End Dragon, right? So
yeah, this one wasn't too special. It wasn't the best, and this is when we're getting into the good stuff too. Like,
yeah, that's true.
So
afterwards we have the Realm of Light. Oh, okay. So Light Sworns. This one.
Oh, yes.
This one's actually pretty freaking amazing. It has like almost all of the Light Sworn support you need. If only it came with a Minerva, but
well, Minerva I don't think was out, but Minerva's getting reprinted soon. So
yeah,
but that's irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant. This structure deck, on the other hand, was pretty damn good.
Came with JD, unfortunately, was common, but yeah, Raiden was awesome to see. Actually, it's really good.
Everything really
had basically all of your good
Light Swarm stuff you needed.
It introduced came with like fabled shit too, just to help.
Necro Gardener, Solar Recharge, Charge the Light Brigade Monster, Foolish Burial,
yeah,
Breakthrough Skill.
And then, of course, Michael the Arclight Sworn came in this deck as well. But yeah, this deck saw a lot of really good
play. This came out when Dragon Rulers were also still a thing. So there was a cool Light Swarm ruler kind of build that was pretty dang good at the time when Dragon Rulers were going down with losing support to the ban list. So there's a lot of interesting things that happened there.
All right, so
Geargia. Geargia. We got Geargia next. Now this was a decent one. This pretty much...
Actually, yeah, around this time, Geargias were like really ramping up, so they came out with this structure deck too, and now...
Actually, it was past this time, but anyway.
Well, okay, yeah, anyways. But
anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter.
It gave them a lot of really good support.
Yeah, and it had all the good stuff, like a Geargia Attacker, it had Geargia Grinder, and all these guys, the MK3, MK Accelerator, Arsenal, Geargia Armor, the gadgets as well.
Came with things like Swift Scarecrow too. Card Trooper's not bad. Yeah, Gear Town's in there. Limiter removal, of course, because
Double Summon.
Geargia Gears in there. Yeah, so that's really awesome.
And then it came with Geargia X, an Xyz Monster Common, and it had the other Xyz Monster XG, which is pretty cool. It had Fissure as well.
You had to just point out Fissure.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, that was actually a really strong
that was a pretty one
deck.
And then we have Hero Strikes.
This one people loved because it came out with a lot more hero support. And yes, heroes absolutely do need support. I mean, even if they bring back Stratos, I can't really see heroes like topping anywhere.
Yeah.
People have been playing like totally heroes too, like it's been floating around, but
it's still not that great.
It's not that good.
This structure deck I find really only introduced one card majorly great, in my opinion. It had
with
Monk.
Dark Law.
Dark Law instantly. That was it. Bottomless. It had some interesting cards.
People were losing their shit when this deck came out because, you know, there are so many GX fans, so many hero fans. I mean, yeah, the introduction of Dark Law was actually really good, but still, like, overall, the deck isn't anything.
It also had
amazing.
Shadow Mist.
Yeah, like, Shadow Mist is, like, the best.
Oh, yeah, but those are the only ones that I think was the greatest. It introduced like 2 cards that made them a little bit better, but that was about it, you know. This thing's pissing me off. And then for the next one, we got Synchron Extreme, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that was like the Yusei deck, basically. It just helped with all of your basic, like, synchro, spam, like, all the basic toolbox cards you need in order to build, like, a solid synchro deck. This deck was actually really awesome. I was so happy to see this deck come out because I got to slap it together and make like a really awesome Quasar deck, which basically utilized... Anyways, don't need to go into it.
Utilizes Quasar and it makes it really quick.
Jet Synchron was a really sweet new card for support for the Synchron archetype. Came out with new Jet Warrior and XL Synchron Synchro monsters. Junk Warrior got reprinted again.
So it had a lot of reprints as well. Effect Veiler was a notable one. We had 1-for-1 Night Beam, Double Cyclone. Not really sure why I just said that one. Imperial Iron Wall, Call the Haunted. It had some good reprints, and then obviously just the
Scrap Fist, actually, I should point out, was like a really sweet OTK enabler.
Oh, yeah,
so there was a pretty stupid OTK with that and Junk Warrior.
So yeah, but anyway, as far as this structure goes, it actually had quite a bit. It had Solemn Warning as well. This one had quite a bit of good stuff in it, but again, it didn't have like that many good synchros. Like, it has good ones, but like nothing too
like major. Everyone played like one Jet Warrior, one XL Synchron.
Like straight out of this deck, it's a good deck, but just straight from stuff, you need to mix this deck with stuff.
You buy 3 just to get, you know, your like 3 Jet,
your core. It's basically just to give you a core engine. Yeah,
and then you need to get some other cards too, but you know. It also did have, like, Level Eater, so that was really awesome.
Okay, so yeah, Synchro Strings. We had Master of Pendulum. This is basically the equivalent. So this one introduced Performer Pals and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
the
so that's
Magicians.
when the
This one I would say is the best. This one I would say is the best one because you could just buy this one, and you could
you could buy 3 of them because that's like when Skull Crobat was like first out. That's when like Pepe
was the
fucking
main thing. Yeah.
took rise, and everyone was also waiting on Pendulum Magician too. So
Yeah, it's true.
like that's basically the only thing that this deck also needed. But yeah, that's when.
That's basically this one was a
Yeah, that was like probably the best at the time. And then Emperor of Darkness was the new Monarchs, that was like insane. That deck literally took over the meta.
Yeah, because you could literally
buy 3,
and
slap them together, and that's like literally all you needed.
Rise of the True Dragons. This came out with Felgrand and stuff.
That was around the time that also the Blue Eyes came out, so people wanted to like mix that in
with Blue Eyes.
It wasn't the greatest, but it was all right. It was definitely better than the first Rise of the Dragon Lord. So,
and then we have Yugi and Seto.
So the Kaiba structure deck, that's where ABCs.
Fucking Yugi, it was shit. I mean, you had a deck with it shit. ABCs out of Seto Kaiba basically like became one of the top tier decks for the longest time, just because how strong it really was.
Yeah.
You could buy 3 of these, and you could buy 3 of them, but it wouldn't really. Just buying 3 of them alone doesn't make them a better structure deck.
Yeah,
because a lot of people just
fucking Pot of Desires with that deck.
Yeah,
too,
and like Photon Thrasher and other stuff. But so alone, this structure deck wasn't that great, but with the stuff that was in it was good. Pendulum Dominion, same thing with Domination.
That was the DDDs. Unfortunately, we had to wait so much longer than the OCG to get this.
Yes, true.
So this came out. A lot of people bought it. A lot of people were playing it, but it didn't really have too much of a drastic impact on the meta, just because of the fact that like what was it that was also coming out? I think that's when like Invasion Vengeance was coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that is true.
We had a whole bunch of other shit that was
Machine Reactor. It's all right. It's all right. I'll be honest. It's not that great.
And then there's Dino Smasher Sphere, which everyone's picking up because it has so much sweet dinosaur support.
Exactly.
Mixing it up with the True Kings as well. True Kings.
So after looking at this, which one I would say was probably the best structure deck that you could just pick up, buy 3 copies of the structure deck, and bam, you have a pretty competitive deck. I'd say probably Emperor of Darkness.
Yeah, so we'd have to go with the Monarchs overall because it came with Domain. Domain, you don't even need an extra deck. It just shuts down people who do have an extra deck too, and you're just dropping beaters, tribute summoning. So yeah, this also had like the biggest impact like meta wise because people were just playing Monarchs for such a long time because that was just like the best deck that was around. That's
true. So
anyways,
remember to like, comment, subscribe, guys,
and we'll see you next time.